Hey guys, and welcome back to Lucy. It's been a little bit because I've been busy. I'm actually surprised I'm able to record right now. Some plans were canceled. Now I was able to get things done in time for me to actually take time to record. So here we are, and we are going to begin. 10 minutes later, the man in question finally shows up. As soon as we lock eyes, the guy makes a beeline towards me and nearly bowls me over as he pleads. Please let me have Lucy. What kind of screwed up situation is this? It's like he's asking for my daughter's hand in marriage. I shoot back. No, I will not let you marry her. What are you on about? You high or something? That's my line. What do you think you're doing? The owner takes some time to collect himself. Maybe I got a bit carried away. Kid, how about I pawn that android off you? Now, why am I not surprised? You want me to sell her? Yeah, I can give you this much. He takes out his calculator and shows me the figures. My mind goes numb for 5 seconds. It's thundering right now. I hope it doesn't wake up my littlest one. Yesterday it started raining as she was taking a nap, and she didn't go back to sleep after that. Oh well. Are you serious? Of course. What do you think? Not a bad deal for a student, right? This is a ton of dough, even for an adult. With the state this place is in, I don't think he has that kind of capital. He's obviously desperate. I stare at Lucy in silence. The android's frozen like a statue. The face of hers almost looks sad, like a slave about to be sold off at an auction. Well, maybe that's a bit extreme. He's not about to eat you alive or anything. I turned back to face the repairman. You'd pay this much. Do you really think Lucy is worth that kind of money? Of course! He yells in excitement. Jeez. Deafened much? Listen carefully. Any decently priced robot model comes with an AI or a module that allows them to mimic human emotions. You know this much, right? Sure. Well, creating such a module is an incredibly complex process. Even then, do you know how well they perform? Compared to a real person, they're still a long ways off. Right. Even cutting edge, their mimicking emotion is rudimentary at best. We're still not at that stage where it's considered genuine. Think I'm beginning to see the picture here. Looking back at Lucy, I start to put together what he's trying to tell me. You're a sharp one. Teaching kids pretty well these days. So, you savvy what I'm saying? Lucy's actually a person disguised as a robot. Lucy is actually a princess under spell. Lucy is an exceptionally well-made robot. So this is the only one that's not silly. And I'm not playing silly here, so we'll go with this one. So you're telling me that Lucy is an exceptionally intelligent robot capable of processing natural human emotions. Honestly, I was quite surprised about that as well. I've never seen such a robot that could emulate a real person so well. Even the new models nowadays reveal their flaws after a minute-long conversation. But I couldn't sense anything particularly out of place while chatting with Lucy. It felt just like talking to a real person. Yep. To put it simply, this is a person made out of metal. A human robot. Whoa. I don't know if the mic caught that that thunder. That was pretty loud, and I have earphones in. An Iron Maiden. A revolution in the robotics industry. And a train. Woo, everything's going on at once. The guy who created Lucy must be a true genius. Uh-huh. That aside, good thing he caught himself before calling Lucy a certain power armor wearing superhero. No matter, nobody likes patent infringement lawsuits. Anyway, if she was such a spectacular robot, would she be thrown away like that? I did run into something weird. There's some sort of built-in protection feature that was stopping the robot from working properly. A protection feature? Rings a bell, something the junk version Lucy might have mentioned yesterday. Whatever it was, she seems to be doing fine now. And you removed it? Yeah, it wasn't too difficult. Since it was just one of those you put on display models. I'm curious as to why they would bother doing such a thing before throwing it away. He appears to be lost in thought. It might mean that the inventor wanted to keep this new technology sealed away from humanity. If not, then maybe... What if there was a serious bug? That's what I thought too, so I ran some tests, but found nothing. It's safe to say that she won't be harming anyone. Why would she ever want to harm people? I'm just saying that she properly obeys the 3 laws of robotics. At least she won't be a threat. Ah. The 3 laws of robotics. I am not even going to read this. We already know it. I've heard that if a robot ever disobeys one of the laws, it would immediately shut itself down under any circumstances. That's why there aren't any glaring flaws to this system. I shift my focus back to the numbers displayed on the calculator. Glancing at Lucy, I'm reminded of a forlorn puppy. And it's really bothering me. With a sudden determination, she approaches me.
저기 주인님? 말씀 좀 실례합니다만
What's wrong?
다목적 용도로 만들어진 루시는 정말 무궁무진한 방면으로 응용이 가능하답니다. 분명 어떤 일을 하더라도 엄청난 도움이 될 수 있을 거예요.
Yes. And?
그러니까
So what?
그러니까
I never get tired of seeing Lucy so depressed. It seems to satisfy the hidden sadist within me. She's really trying to put on a show for me. Essentially, she's a self-advertising product. You don't see that every day. But willing to go this far for me, it'd be too cruel to let her go at this point. I'm not going to make the deal, so don't worry. As I finished my sentence, the looks on their faces were different as night and day. The repairman sulks while Lucy breathes a sigh of relief. Anyway, she's good to go now, right? Here you go. I resignedly forked over the money. All my hard-earned cash. Bitterly, the repairman accepts the payment after a moment's hesitation. She's better. But be careful not to put any strain on her legs for a while. Keep it light and cut down on the excursions. Sure. So, we gotta play piggyback again? Wonderful. She's not too heavy, so I can manage. Thanks for all your help. This guy's really got it bad. Practically bleeding out over the android. Maybe I'll throw him a bone. Look, we'll do regular checkups. Sound good? Okay, but make sure to treat her well. And don't overwork her too much, all right? See you later too, Lucy. You come visit anytime. The look on his face while waving goodbye to Lucy was truly a spectacle. This time he seemed to be the father seeing his daughter leave with another man. That guy's completely out of it. I definitely made the right choice. Exiting, we head out to the sidewalk. I stop in my tracks. In silence, I kneel down facing away from Lucy. Hop on. I add an explanation to make sure that she understands. That means you lightly put your arms around my neck and climb onto my back.
저 주인님, 혹시나 해서 묻는 건데요.
What is it?
저 바보 취급하고 있나요?
I guess I no longer have to worry about being choked to death. I feel her weight gradually shift onto my back. For a robot, she's very light. She was probably measured to weigh as a normal girl. Huh?
왜 그러세요?
No, it's nothing. As soon as she climbs onto my back, I can't help but notice a fragrant aroma arising from her body. Is there a way I can... Yes. Awesome. Now we get to see the full CG without words. Not pictures. One thing I kept forgetting to mention about her ears is they kind of remind me of Chobits. I know they're not the same like shape and stuff like that, but with it right there, I just can't help but be reminded of Chobits, which I haven't seen in a few years. I really gotta watch that again. It's neither too intense nor fleeting. It gently spreads evenly along my nose. It starts with a sweet, fruity scent, reminiscent of a youthful girl. Yet there's a hint of spice, akin to a mature woman. It doesn't fail to stimulate the mind of a teenage boy going through puberty. This is bad. I've never experienced something like this. It didn't happen this morning, but why now? It's probably because of the smell. It wasn't there earlier. Feeling a little faint, I desperately tried to get a grasp of the situation.
맥박이 갑작스럽게 올라가고 있어요. 주인님, 왜 그러시나요?
She's measuring my heart rate? That's not fair. I feel a little embarrassed for revealing that I'm a nervous wreck right now. Unable to hold back, I decide to be honest to myself. This smell, what is it?
아하, 이 냄새 때문인가요? 아저씨께서 여러 가지를 선물로 주셨답니다. 여자아이니까 자기 관리는 스스로 해야 한다면서.
She takes out a bottle of perfume amongst many other makeup accessories. Geez, that guy is scary. Really scary. He's the type of person who'd spend the whole day forcing his pet dog into different clothing. If you'd considered that as animal abuse, wouldn't this be some kind of robot harassment? Well, I don't know. All this stuff just for a robot? What a silly guy. Why are you laughing?
그냥 웃음이 나와서요.
Had I just been seduced by a robot? Well, there goes all my dignity of being a human.
무겁지 않으신가요?
What are you going on about now? I purposely try to sound irritated. It doesn't affect her in any way, however.
루시의 몸 무겁지 않으신가 해서요.
Oh boy. Of course you're heavy. You're lighter than I expected. And that's true, and I'm gonna go with that. Well, you're lighter than I expected.
정말인가요?
Yeah.
빈말하는 거 아니지요? 기쁨이 고조된 순간에 절망의 말을 건네서 루시를 나라 끝으로 떨어뜨릴 속셈은 아니겠지요?
Oh my gosh. Is that supposed to be funny? Have you been deceived all of your life? Maybe I was being too rough on her. I didn't think she'd start being so skeptical. Before I ruin her completely, I decide to treat her a little kinder from now on. I hear a small giggle coming from my back. Would a robot really feel that flattered to be called light? I don't know. Humans can't be expected to understand a robot's heart. Soon enough, the streets became immersed in the orange glow of the evening sun. The scenery was changing more slowly than usual today. Maybe it's because I'd been carrying Lucy on my back. But it's not that a lot of time had passed. Winter was just on its way, as evidenced by these increasingly shorter days. Lucy hadn't said anything for a while. I steal a glance at her, wondering if she's asleep, but she's not. She appears to be lost in thought, staring at everything in sight. She looks like a child inside a pleasant dream. I can see her eyes sparkling. Is it really that fascinating?
뭐가 말인가요?
This place.
아, 네. 정말로 근사하다고 생각해요.
I can't say if I agree with that. Unlike downtown, there aren't many distractions here to keep us busy. Nor are we near any beautiful landscapes. We're just walking down a plain old street that you can find anywhere. What part of this place do you find marvelous?
전부 다요.
Everything.
네. 전부 다 근사하답니다. 예전에는 나들이를 나갈 때 항상 허가가 필요했으니까요. 밖에 나가서 이런 식으로 길을 거닐 기회가 몇 번 없었거든요. 그래요. 굳이 말하자면 이렇게 움직이는 동안 주변 경치가 변해나가는 것이 근사해요. 루시가 모르는 풍경이 또 다른 모습으로 변해가는 모습이 이런 식으로 천천히 거리의 모습을 둘러볼 수 있다는 사실이 그런 것들이 무척이나 신기하답니다. 정말 근사하다고 생각해요.
I see. I couldn't relate to the sensation she just described.
주인님,
What is it?
정말 죄송합니다.
What's with you all of a sudden? I'm caught off guard by the unexpected apology. Had she really done anything wrong?
루시가 오늘 너무 떠들었죠? 죄송해요. 원래 성격은 사실 조금 침착한 편으로 제작 과정에서는 남을 이해할 줄 아는 넓은 포용력을 메인 컨셉으로 삼고 설계되었습니다만
I found it strange how Lucy was telling me what kind of person she was supposed to be. If anyone other than Lucy had told me the same thing, I'd probably have laughed at them. Anyone by himself will never be able to find out what kind of person he truly is. Sitting in front of a mirror reveals all the flaws of your body. Sitting in front of a person reveals all the flaws of your personality. If you ever want to find out something about yourself, it needs to be reflected back to you by something else. That is why attempting to describe your own personality is the same as describing what kind of person you'd actually want to be. It'd just be a bunch of pretentious nonsense. But this is only the case for humans. Lucy is an android. She's not human. That's why it doesn't sound strange coming from her.
분명 처음으로 주인이 되는 사람을 맞이해서 기뻤던 걸 거예요. 오랜만에 기동이라 그런지 상당히 들떠있기도 했고요.
It was such a natural explanation about how she felt. She was happy to meet her first master, and she was happy to be able to finally move around again. You've never served anyone else before?
네, 주인님께서는 제 첫 번째 주인님이세요.
Is that so? So she's a new model that no one has ever touched. That line of thinking sounds dirty, but that's not what I mean.
연구소에 있을 때는 즐거웠어요. 거기 계시던 모든 분들께서 제게 잘 대해주셨거든요. 여러 가지 화제를 얘기하고 또 여러 가지 것들을 가르쳐 주셨지요.
A lab? Did she say? Oh, I'm sure they treated her well.
뭔가 재미있는 대답을 하거나 지시한 행동을 수행할 때면 많은 분들께서 기뻐해 주셨답니다. 특히 기대에 착실하게 부응할 때는 루시는 참 똑똑하구나 하고 머리를 쓰다듬으며 칭찬을 해주시곤 했어요. 루시는 그게 너무 좋았어요. 신이 나서 더욱더 많은 것들을 배웠고 더욱 많은 이야기들을 했어요. 그럴수록 점점 더 많은 귀여움을 받았답니다.
They were probably just testing her abilities. In my mind, I found the whole scenario unsettling. To Lucy, however, it's a treasured memory of her past. But there's an important question yet to be answered. Then why were you abandoned? I've always been meaning to ask her, but I can't easily bring myself to do so. I ask myself, why? Maybe it's because I'm starting to care about this robot's feelings? I shake my head. It's just plain nuts. It's only because she sounds like a real person. It's a dangerous thought. Let's get it out of my head. I blurt out the question. Then why were you abandoned? Lucy goes silent. Nothing is said for a while. The quietness stretches into an awkward silence. I start to regret asking the question.
분명 다들 루시가 싫어진 거라고 생각해요.
With those words, Lucy finally breaks the silence.
언제부터인가 다들 루시에게 웃어주지 않게 됐어요. 다들 루시를 칭찬해주지 않게 됐어요. 다들 루시의 메인 시스템을 가동시켜주지 않게 됐어요. 예비 전력을 통해 흘러가는 시간만을 감지할 수 있었어요. 아무것도 하지 못한 채 그저 시간이 흘러가는 것만 느낄 수 있는 그리고 그러던 어느 날
Lucy goes silent once more. Then one day she found herself left in the dust, is what she probably wanted to say. Maybe they didn't like something about her, or they found a significant flaw within her design. But I don't like the fact that they had just tossed her aside after giving her so much love and attention. Aren't they being too inconsiderate? A small rage boils inside of me, directed at those cruel researchers with no sense of responsibility. When I regain my senses, after a few seconds, I become surprised at how angry I was. What was I thinking? They were just throwing away a failed experiment. The object on my back is nothing more than an impressive fake. She's not real. She's not a living creature. It's only natural that useless machinery is thrown away. There's no need for me to be so angry.
주인님, 다시 맥박이 올라가고 있습니다. 무슨 일이신가요?
It's nothing. And stop measuring that all the time.
하지만 자동적으로 체온을 재도록 프로그램되어 있는데요.
Then it's an order. I order you not to measure anything from now on.
명령이신가요? 그렇담 어쩔 수 없네요.
There's another silence. But this time, not an unpleasant one.
그래서 주인님에게는 너무나도 감사해야 하고 있답니다.
I just can't seem to figure out this robot's train of thought. What?
버려지고 얼마나 오랜 시간이 지났는지는 알 수 없어요. 하지만 루시의 체감상으로는 정말 오랜 시간 동안 버려져 있는 것 같았어요. 주변은 어두컴컴하고 사람의 인기척이라고는 없었어요. 아주 어두웠어요. 아주 고요했어요. 그러던 도중 주인님의 목소리가 들려오기 시작했어요.
I don't remember talking to you like that.
그래도 루시에게는 정말 천사의 속삭임 같았어요. 아무것도 없는 어둠 속에 처음으로 빛이 떠올랐어요. 루시에게 여러 차례 말을 걸어주셨죠?
You're overreacting. She's definitely going overboard with this. I just happened to notice her while casually passing by.
주인님의 눈에 띄기 위해 필사적이었어요. 있는 힘을 다해 몸을 움직였어요. 그랬더니 글쎄 움직이지 않던 손이 움직이는 거예요.
They were only a few words which didn't contain any significant meaning. And it was only on a moment's whim that I'd taken her home. But I was surprised those simple actions were such a big help to the robot.
루시를 걷어주신 것 정말 감사하고 있어요.
Being able to say the most embarrassing things without hesitation. I guess that's one of the advantages of being a robot. I can feel my face beginning to flush. I quickly duck in order to hide my embarrassment. Shut up. I'm gonna make you pay for what you're worth, so you'd better be ready for it.
네, 주인님. 각오하고 있답니다.
What's so funny? Why do you keep laughing like that? It's creeping me out.
모르겠어요. 아까부터 웃음이 계속 흘러나와요. 고장인가 봐요. 어쩌죠?
Lucy quietly rests her cheeks against my shoulder. The sensation of her soft skin causes me to flinch. She feels very much different compared to this morning. It feels as if I'm carrying a real person on my back instead of a robot. I start to wonder what could be causing this difference in perception. Was it just a placebo effect? Or had something really changed since this morning? If something really did change, was it me? Or the robot? I continue to ponder over the question on the way home. I never managed to come up with the answer. Blah, blah, blah. October 13th. You. I unlock the front door and enter the house. Unlike usual, I could sense someone's presence inside. I hear a couple of voices coming from the television inside the living room. My father appears to have returned home early. It makes me feel uneasy. I effortlessly remove my shoes using only my feet. Come to think of it, I was always home alone. It's been this way ever since I'd grown old enough to take care of myself. Before that, we used to have a housekeeper watching over the place. However, that was only until I began middle school. From then on, I was always by myself. I would eat breakfast alone. I would eat dinner alone. The cycle would repeat endlessly. I don't even remember the last time all of us ate dinner together as a family. There's no such thing as a home-cooked meal in this household. I've eaten so many different kinds of instant foods in my life that I've come to memorize every product of every brand. My father puts his work before his family. And my new mother follows my father everywhere to support him while practically ignoring me. That is my family. At this point, it feels out of place to see someone actually home. My father is on the couch watching television. I don't know how I'm gonna voice him. I'm not good with deep male voices or older male voices. Oh gosh. Okay. You're back. He doesn't even turn around to face me. It implies that he's not in a good mood. Yes, Father. You're very late. I checked the time. It wasn't actually that late. There are times when I'd be back much later. I wonder if this man even knows how old I am. Where have you been wandering around for so long? Don't you know that you'll be in college soon? I don't bother replying. Says the guy who never paid any attention to me. I think to myself, I don't get along too well with my father. Our relationship compares badly with other families. But that is to be expected. We've never spent much quality time together. Going to the zoo or playing soccer together. I don't have any of those fond memories that other kids my age probably have. My earliest memories are of my father's stern face. So it'd be even more bizarre if we actually got along. As I stand in silence, the old man launches his next attack. Are you not listening to me? He still doesn't bother looking at me. I've gotten used to minding my own business. We keep to our own devices. To solve any conflicts within the family, you would normally need to sit down together and talk about it. But my father doesn't think there's any need for that. He thinks anything is fine the way it is. It'd be really painful to talk face to face with that man, though. I just stopped somewhere on the way home. Yeah, I'll just deal with our usual exchange. As long as I don't make him angry, that's good enough for me. I just need to maintain the peace between us. It's always been this way. As usual, I try my best not to rock the boat. I don't know what you kids are up to these days. But remember that students like you should be studying. I'm saying this for your sake. So stop hanging around with those brats who only care about having fun. You can't afford to lose sight of your main goal. Stay focused. I'll be going to my room now. With that said, I try to make my escape. Our conversation would usually end about here. But Lucy, who'd been silent all this time, decides to whisper something into my ear.
실례지만 주인님, 저분이 주인님의 아버님인가요?
I hesitate whether I should tell her or not. In the end, I quietly whisper back, Yeah. Lucy taps my shoulders.
주인님, 이제 내려주세요.
I have no choice but to grant her wish. Maybe Lucy's voice had caught him by surprise. Because my father finally turned to face me. He's wearing a bewildered look. "Who's your guest?" With a wide smile, Lucy grabs onto the edges of her skirt. Then she performs a flawless curtsy that would make a princess envious.
안녕하세요, 아버님. 다목적 용도로 제작된 안드로이드 루시 발렌타인이라고 합니다. 오늘부터 이 집에서 신세를 지게 되었으니 앞으로 잘 부탁드려요.
What? It's just a robot? His attitude changes completely. The sharpness in his voice penetrates every part of my body. But Lucy doesn't seem to notice. Or rather, she's pretending not to. She continues with a smile.
청소, 빨래, 세탁, 요리. 어느 것이든 맡겨만 주세요. 루시는 일반 가정에서 필요로 하는 수많은 가정 일들을 프로 수준으로 능수능란하게 수행하는 것이 가능하답니다.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing we need from a robot in this family. I suggest that you go look for somewhere else to stay.
에템, 신뢰되는 말씀입니다만 아버님, 루시가 할 수 있는 일은 생각하시는 것보다 훨씬 다양하답니다.
Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Meanwhile, Lucy continues to ramble on, completely oblivious to what is about to happen.
앞서 말했던 부분 이외에도 아버님께서 걱정하시는 부분인 아드님을 위한 여러 교육적인 지도 및 편달도 가능하답니다. 물론 더할 나위 없이 우수한 교사들의 교육법들만 엄선해서 참고하고 있기도 하고요.
She's talking as if she's about to become my personal tutor.
그 외에도 유용한 기능이 많답니다. 재봉일이라든지 알뜰한 살림을 위한 가계부 정리라든지.
Just where did you get this piece of junk? Get it out of my sight! His angry outburst is as sudden as it is intense. It catches Lucy off guard. She stumbles backwards in alarm. No surprises here. I saw all of this coming from a mile away. It's a present from a friend. I lie instinctively. If I honestly tell him that I'd found her in the trash, he'll definitely force me to take her back there. I'll just say that I got her from Dr. Gears. My father knows his manners. There's no way he'll make me throw away a present. Really? You haven't stopped being a troublemaker since you were little. What have I always told you? Robots are ruining society. Did you forget all about that? My father has always been like this. Robots are becoming increasingly more common. They're gradually making their way into our daily lives. But my parents consider them as intruders infiltrating human society. They're unable to catch up with the shifts in technology whilst they refuse to let go of their traditional ways. They simply refuse to coexist with robots. Thanks to that, I grew up hearing nothing but bad things about robots. But what's wrong with keeping one around the house? What's wrong, you ask? I've read that most families own androids nowadays. Why can't we just keep one around for convenience? I've clearly just added fuel to the fire. Convenience? Think about the type of people that can care about convenience. Convenience makes us lazy. And when we're lazy, our minds don't work properly. Convenience makes our minds weak. It's obvious how they'll live the rest of their lives. Without realizing that they're hopelessly lazy, they'll just end up living a meaningless existence. have already lost count of how many times I've heard this from him. Today's lecture is Variant B. It goes from A to Z, by the way. I'm so sick of this. I just want to wrap up this conversation so I can leave as soon as possible. Anyway, I've accepted it already, so we should keep it. I'm the one who's going to be using it, so why do you care? And who's the one going to be paying for the electricity? Who taught you to be so selfish? I'm starting to reach my limit. Come on. I want to leave. Then I'll pay for it. I can get a part-time job. A job. You're going to get a job. You're going to work when you should be studying. Yes. Do you even realize how important this phase in your life is? These years in high school could decide the rest of your future. With whose permission are you planning to work? Kids like you should be studying. Just keep your mouth shut and study. Well, I'll pay you back when I grow up, so just leave me alone, dang it. I scream at the top of my lungs. His eyes widen in shock. That was to be expected. I've never raised my voice in front of my parents before. You can't do this. You can't do that. Then just what the heck do you expect me to do? I'm so furious that I can almost feel steam rising from my head. At the same time, my father's eyes quickly narrow and begin to burn with rage. Yep, to be expected. Time slows down, and I'm left struggling to process what had just happened. I stand in place, holding my sore cheeks as I stare at my father in shock. Not knowing what to do, Lucy is fidgeting nonstop. Just where did you learn to be so stubborn? I never raised you that way. Shocked and humiliated, I can no longer calm my fiery soul. I turn around and stomp off towards my room. I pull Lucy along with me.
주인님?
Hesitating, Lucy eventually makes a short bow to my father and trails along. Behind me, I hear my father yelling, but I shut it all out as my blind rage is nearly overpowering. And we're going to end it right there. That was fun. Nothing like fighting with your parents, right? It's the best time of your life. All right. Okay. Obviously, things are going to get better. So, we'll see how this pans out in the next video. Bye. Bye.